Hey, 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 how you doing out there? Yeah, this is another episode of Getting Stoned with your host, Mr. Stone Petoskey. Yeah, so grateful to be here, so feeling so blessed, feeling feeling joy, feeling all the feels, man, joy, sorrow, passion, all of it, all the feels going on. You know, that's the way this world is, right? If you're paying attention to what's happening, there's all of it to be explored and experienced. Yes, I want to send a big hug out to all y'all. First and foremost, I want you to feel that love. Feel that love, y'all. Come on. Come on, whatever you're doing right now, I just want you to stop. I want you to take a nice, slow, deep breath. Yeah. I want you to feel that love. Love. I want you to feel that love in your heart. I want you to feel that love in your soul. I want you to feel that love in your mind and in your body. Yes, I want you to know that you are love. Yes. Yes. All the day long, say yes to love. Yeah. Oh, feel that hug. Come on now, feel that love. Tap into it. Let it fill you. Let it guide you. Yes, that way you will feel safe. You will feel protected. You will feel as if you matter because you do. You will feel empowered. You will feel joy. Yes, we are created from love, and we live in love, and we return to love because love is what makes this all possible. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Yes, so of course there's all kinds of other things going on. We all know that. Clearly, you know, you just take a quick gander about and you can see that there's all sorts of hate and judgment and ridicule and fear and loathing and just swirling all about the place. But the primordial ground of being is love. Yes. So when we learn to love ourselves, when we know without question that we are lovable, then you go from there, and the sky's the limit, brothers and sisters. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, it helps you to meet any situation with an open mind and an open heart. That's what love does. It gives you an unlimited well of strength. It allows you to soar in the midst of whatever is going on in so-called reality. Yes, you are a miracle. You come from the light and you return to the light. You are a light being. I know, this is all kind of, man, Stone, he's just going right into it here. Yeah, well, that's what it's all about, y'all. That's how we roll around here. Yeah, homie ain't playing. So, when you love yourself, you are free. No one can imprison you in their ideas or their judgments or their rules laws or their mandates. No, none of that can touch you when you come from a place of love and you know you are an eternal child of the light. You are impervious to all that bullshit that constantly is coming your way from this most insane world. Yeah, you are, man. It's like you have that golden shield that surrounds you and moves through you. And that's what love does, y'all. You ain't afraid of nothing. You know there's nothing to be afraid of. No virus. You know, there's some people that don't even think viruses are real, y'all. Yeah, I know, it's kind of a trip, right? So much of what we believe is open to questioning. Yes? What are beliefs to begin with? Yeah. Did we arrive at them of our own accord, or were they programmed into us? Yeah, think on that, y'all. Yeah. All right. So again, all kinds of craziness going on in the world out there. It just seems to be a constant, right? And of course, the idea, the notion of what is impermanence is also unavoidable. So you can rest assured that upon your waking up tomorrow, there will be more change and more craziness and more beauty to dive into and explore and experience. You know, we got wars going on, we got people arguing about things. That little fire water we put in all of our vehicles costs more than it's ever cost. We got everything going up, we got inflation, and we got desecration, and we got manipulation, and we got celebration. Yeah. It's all here, y'all. That's what it is on this third stone from the sun. When you incarnate from the spark of life, from the sun, when the sperm and the egg come together as one and what you call you manifests, part of the ride, part of the deal is suffering. Yeah. So sometimes you smile, sometimes you frown, sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry. All right? That's all part of the illusion. That's all part of the carnival of life. The game. Yeah, Ellen Watts say it's a game. We're here to play. I couldn't agree more. So much of what we're doing is we all stressing. We ain't playing. We're fussing. We're fighting. You know, we all getting all worked up about whatever it is we think is right and how it should be and how it's all got to go. And we got to know, you know, we got to know the answers. Humans, man, it was such a trip. The other beings, the sunflowers, they just turn towards the sun and they grow and they sparkle and they shine. And then they wither and they dissolve back into the earth to be reborn again next spring. Yeah, the whales, they just dip and dive through the ocean. They sing their beautiful whale songs across thousands of miles to one another. They raise their whale children. Yeah, they ain't fighting nothing. They ain't arguing over bullshit. You know, come on now. The birds, they fly, they sing. Yeah, they build nests and put eggs in there, and they raise their young, and every once in a while a fox or a cat has them for lunch. Yeah. But humans now, man, we always getting in our own way. Always getting in our own way. We get that thing called an ego, that little thing it's not even real. It's all up in our mind. We imagine it. We imagine that we are somehow a separate entity from all this is, that we are immersed in the web that we cannot in any way, shape, or form dislodge ourselves from. We are life, we are God, we are all that is. But somehow our ego just gets us all confused, ruffles our feathers, creates all kinds of pain. We gotta hold on, hold on. I'm real. I exist as stone, and you can't tell me I don't. And God damn it, I'm right, man. I know what's best, and I know what's right, and you don't, and I'm gonna tell you. And so then we take up arms against our brothers and sisters, and we shoot them down in the fields and in the streets and in the schools and in the churches. We drop bombs on them. We got these things, these drone planes now. We don't even have to have anyone sitting in the cockpit. The president gives the order, and he says, go drop those bombs on those people. They are bad people. Man, we tripping so bad. We are tripping, man. Oh my God, it's just unreal to me how lost and confused we are. Seems to be, maybe it's just always been this way, but we have our lives, even if you live for 80 years, it's just such a snap of the finger in the cosmic sands of time, that you can't really have any kind of genuine perspective. So when I say things like, it seems like things are getting worse, or someone else says, well, I think things are getting better, I wonder, who's right? Are things better? Are things worse? Can anyone know that for sure? We're here for such a short amount of breaths, but we sure do like to think we know. I swear to that. Oh man, I had to work through a whole bunch of that I know stuff before it dawned on me. Damn, dude, you don't know shit. You're a dumbass motherfucker. Yeah. There's something about it, I guess, where, if you think you know, that sense of certainty, it somehow gives you this a comfort or a superiority, what have you. So, we carry on with our big old ego and puff out our chests and, beat on them. I am the one who knows, and I am the ruler of you. We got all these so-called leaders around the world making all these rules and making all these laws, and no, you can't go in that building unless you put on a mask. Of course, we know the masks don't even fucking work, but that's a whole other rabbit hole that I won't go down. I won't take you there. Yeah, no, you have to inject your body with a experimental serum that science. Remember that song? She blinded me with science. Yeah, that's a great tune, man. Yeah, so science invents this, all these little smart people in lab coats sitting in their laboratories, pouring one thing into another and stirring it around, and come up with this serum that is going to protect you. Yes. Oh, and one other thing, we are mandating that you have to inject it into your body. Yes. Well, because we say so. That's all that matters. Well, but I don't want to. well, then we're going to fire you from your job, or not let you come into our country. Well, but your country is just an imaginary line drawn on a map. It's really, this is just one Earth. Oh, no, 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 no. No. This is a country. Yeah, all right, cool. I'm not here to get in a fight about it. I'm just pointing out the obvious, but if you don't want to see the obvious, then that's, okay. Like I said, man, you do you, bro. You do you. Yeah, so we got ourselves all mixed up, can't tell left from right, up from down, light from dark. It's a mess. But we'll see where it all goes, right? We'll see where it lands, where it ends up next. And I send out, positivity, good vibes. I wish nothing but, love upon all creatures, man. But I'm also not someone who's just gonna sit over here and do what you tell me to do, motherfucker, because that ain't how I roll. Yeah. Individual sovereignty, it's my body, even though it's just a vessel that's a temporary one. It's God-given, it's love-given, and ain't nobody else got any rights on it. So back the fuck off. Yeah. You people up there in these ivory towers, man, they just losing their marbles. Can you believe how much just ordering everybody around lately? I just can't even make sense of it. And I live in the freest country in the whole damn world. And they still ordering us all around here now. Damn. I never thought that day was going to come, man. I know, again, I only been around here for a bit, but still, in my lifetime, I'd have never imagined anybody were going to tell me where I could and couldn't go. And what I could and couldn't put in my body. If I didn't want to do this, I couldn't do that. What the fuck, man? Crazy girl. This had like from Zoolander, Will Ferrell's character, Morgato. He's, I feel like I'm on crazy pills. Yeah, it's been bananas. So, yeah. All right. I want to say thank you again for listening. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, anyone, one person, I say it all the time, even if one person is listening and they can be somehow uplifted, in some small way, know how much that they are loved and how much they matter, and it's what a beautiful gift life is. It just, if that can just be instilled even for the few minutes that you're listening, then that brings a smile to my face. So no matter your color, no matter who you want to make love to, no matter your political affiliations, no matter what God you believe in, no matter none of it, the love is for reals. Even if you're a bad person, even if you're causing all kinds of pain and nastiness to people because you're just so caught up in your ego and all confused and feeling all these, been wounded by some other person and you can't find your way clear of your own suffering, so you just gotta keep piling on more of it for other people. Even if that's you and you're listening, man, you just know inside of you, man, there's a seed of goodness. There's a seed of goodness inside of every single one of us. And, I'm about watering that seed. All right. Yes. So we're going to read a little bit. A couple people here. I got going come at you with a little bit. And then, So this cat, man, I kind of just recently came across him in the last year. Super intelligent dude. I'm really digging his work. I got one of his books. He's not posting up on his website too much right now. It hasn't been for a few months, but he was going pretty big for a while, in the midst of all this Rona bullshit and craziness. And I just really vibed with him. I think he's just got a lot to offer, and I'm going to share just a little snippet of a book that of his His name's Darren Allen, Allen, and the book that I'm going to read from here is called Self and Unself, The Meaning of Everything. Yeah, sort of kind of a rad title, and anytime you throw the meaning of everything in as a subtitle to your book, you can imagine it's he's going way down deep into it. So I'm just going to read a little from the introduction and then a little from the afterword, and check it out. Ego made this world. Ego and world are each a metaphor for the other, with a common origin which, when consciously experienced, can free the individual self from both. This experience is neither objective nor subjective. It is what I call panjective, which means it can neither be literally described nor solipsistically moodied up, only gestured towards. By critically exploring what it is not, and by metaphorically describing what it is like. This is what the present work does. To put this another way, reality is ultimately mysterious, a mystery that is everywhere you look, because it is that which is looking. This doesn't mean that unmysterious thought, the kind that reasons about subjective impressions and objective things, is useless, or that the facts that it handles are illusions. It means that such thought reaches a limit beyond which it cannot pass. Something else has to cross over, something else which, obviously enough, cannot be expressed with the thought it had to leave behind. If it does think or reason or attempt to express itself, it has to do it in another way, through the means of expression we call metaphor. And again, this is what this book aims to do. Although it has to be presented as a linear A to B account, every part of the book is both connected to every other part and also connected to the whole. This means, firstly, that it should be read twice, as only the linear account will be grasped the first time, while the second time, knowledge of what is to come will inform what is bringing the whole into focus. Secondly, some ideas presented at the beginning, particularly those referring to unself, consciousness, and context, will initially appear rather hazy or confusing or even unpleasantly abstract. Opinions have almost nothing to do with experience. You can have an opinion about love and death, but only while you're not experiencing them. So it is with everything of importance that I cover in this book. So please put your opinions aside as you read, not in order to blindly accept what I have to say, but to ensure that your experience is not filtered by secondhand ideas, as so often happens. Particularly when reading a critique of that filtering mechanism. This filtering mechanism is the self. It is a kind of psychological tool which has taken over the consciousness of mankind and become what we call ego. Ego doesn't like to be criticized and employs various strategies to deal with the threat of criticism. Its usual response is to ignore the threat, ridicule it, draw it out with opinion, or attempt to refute it with some kind of reasoning. An avalanche of facts disconnected from the point. But because ego is not merely conceptual, but also affective, it will start to feel under attack before it has discovered the intellectual reason why. Something will feel off, something not quite right here. Ego will then start looking for reasons why it feels uncomfortable. It will find sentences it does not understand and accuse the author of being pretentious or deliberately obfuscating or a poor stylist. It will look for and find evidence that the author is not properly qualified to speak, or it will look for and again find inconsistencies in the system here presented and dismiss the whole thing as a factually incorrect woo. Or it will take ideas out of context and accuse the author of being racist, sexist, homophobic, hypocritical, or downright evil. Ego will find these reasons, and it will then declare that the reasons have created the feelings, when the opposite is in fact true, as it nearly always is. Nobody ever reacts negatively to a truthful philosophy because of what it says, but because of how it makes them feel. My, oh my, oh my. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? that's just the tip of the iceberg, y'all. This motherfucker, man, he ain't fooling around, man. He ain't fooling around. I've read this book and I need to read it again, like he says. You gotta read it twice. Hell, I'm gonna have to read this thing like 4 times before I really start like honing in on it. I just love that kind of thing. Yes, all right, so let's jump into it. This is the afterword. Dig on this. The traditional word for unself is, quote, God. But thanks to thousands of years of literalist thought, it is now virtually meaningless. When the word is uttered, we think of an unknown fact with a causal relation to the known facts of the world. We do not think of an unknowable quality with a non-causal presence in the world, because this cannot be thought of, only experienced. Which is why anyone who has ever said anything meaningful about God has spoken non-literally, through metaphor and myth, through art and craft, through practice and being, and through reasoning to the limits of the knowable. This speaking is not to give an experience of God or unself, because it is not a thing and so cannot be given. We can metaphorically speak of an artist giving us a truth, allowing us to participate in it, but anyone who thinks or presents truth as something that can be given has turned it into mere fact, a thing amongst things. A shoddy, mercenary attitude, if ever there was one. For what can be given back, and in rational fact must be given back or repaid. This is the attitude of the resentful giver or worker, of the, quote, misunderstood artist. History will prove me right. Of secular utilitarianism and of sacred religion. The universe of debt that priests force upon their subjects. You are given your life by God or by the state, and you owe him, and as his representatives on earth, us, and that those same subjects console their powerless selves with reasoning that I shall be rewarded and they shall be punished in hell or in a future incarnation. If the truth could be given or taught or slotted into the head of a listener like a floppy disk, then the world, saturated with knowledge, would be enlightened a billion times over. In fact, our world brain, the omniscient, omnipresent and omnipotent internet would, by this reckoning, be God. And because we love and obey it, we would be God's chosen people. A belief which few people consciously hold to. It's too sick, but most people unconsciously live by. But the truth cannot be given because it is not a thing. The truth is and can only be in letting go of things, of all things, which means letting go of the self in which and as which all things exist. Naturally, this is impossible while I take that which lets go, I, to also be a thing. But this, the source of all futile therapy and self-help, self cannot let go of itself any more than a hand can, is all the self by itself can do. The self is a thing-making machine. If it is self-informed, if there is nothing in my experience but self, it will continually reproduce itself by continually looking for things it can be, things it can grasp, or things it can get. If it is presented with no thing, it will just get annoyed and then start looking for why it is or should get annoyed. It spends its life doing this until it dies. There are two ways to die. The first is to have self taken away by the death of the body. The second is to let the dominance of self over my experience be given up to something else. The words we usually use for such giving up are surrender, sacrifice, passion, and love. This is what it means to love God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. Not to be a subject thing here, loving an object thing there, which is idolatry, nor even to give up self itself, the thinking, emoting, willing, perceiving mechanism which generates such separation, but to give up the dominating force which generates such separation for itself, the ego. The traditional term for this egoic force is, quote, the devil. And the traditional term for that which generates or sustains the ego, the world which ego has built, is, quote, the devil's works. To conclude, love God with all your heart, and with all your will, and with all your mind, and with all your body, and renounce the devil and all his works, now and forever. So be it. Yeah. Darren Allen, Self and Unself. Check it out, y'all. It's like I said, man, it's been tripping me out for several months. I open it up, I read. It blows my mind. Fortunately, I had, a good amount of background of thinking on these things before I came upon it, and a lot of the stuff he talks about is not new information for me, but nonetheless, I'm always challenging myself. I'm always putting in the work. It's what moves me, it's what lifts my spirit to dive into this stuff. So I hope you found that to be a value. And check that book out. Check that brother out, man. He ain't messing. All right, man. I think it's been a bit since I've jumped into into the poetry, but I'm gonna do a little reading from a poet. Her name is Anne Sexton, and she's an American poet. She's quite prolific. You know, check her out, read up on her. She had a very interesting life, and I just been kind of tapping into her poetry lately. Wasn't super familiar with it, and she's considered like a confessional poet. She's one of the first that were kind of vibing with all that. So I'm just going to read one poem of hers. It's kind of a little bit longer poem, but you know, I hope you dig it. It's called Hurry Up, Please, It's Time. What is death, I ask? What is life, you ask? I give them both my buttocks, my two wheels rolling off toward nirvana. They are as neat as a wallet, opening and closing on their coins, the quarters, the nickels, straight into the crapper. Why shouldn't I pull down my pants and moon at the executioner, as well as paste raisins on my breasts? Why shouldn't I pull down my pants and allow my little canny to Tom? Sorry, my bad. Why shouldn't I pull down my pants and show my little honey to Tom and Albert? They wee-wee funny. I wee-wee like a squaw. I have ink but no pens. Still I dream that I can piss in God's eye. I dream I'm a boy with a zipper. It's so practical, la-di-da. The trouble with being a woman, skeezix, is being a little girl in the first place. Not all the books of the world will change that. I have swallowed an orange, being woman. You have swallowed a ruler, being man. Yet waiting to die, we are the same thing. Jehovah pleasures himself with his axe before we are both overthrown. Skeezix, you are me, la-di-da. You grow a beard, but our drool is identical. Forgive us, Father, for we know not. Today is November 14th, 1972. I live in Weston, Mass, Middlesex County, USA, and it rains steadily in the pond like white puppy eyes. The pond is waiting for its skin. The pond is watching for its leather. The pond is waiting for December and its Novocaine. It begins. Interrogator, what can you say of your last 7 days? And they were tired. Interrogator, 1 day is enough to perfect a man. And I watered and fed the plant. My undertaker waits for me. He is probably 23 now, learning his trade. He'll stitch up the green, he'll fasten the bones down, lest they fly away. I am flying today. I am not tired today. I am a motor. I am cramming in the sugar. I am running up the hallways. I am squeezing out the milk. I am dissecting the dictionary. I am God. La-di-da. Peanut butter is the American food. We all eat it, being patriotic. Mrs. Dog is out fighting the dollars, rolling in a field of bucks. You've got it made if you take the wafer. Take some wine, take some bucks, the green papery song of the office. What a jello she could make with it. The 5s, the 10s, the 20s, all in a goo to feed the baby. Andrew Jackson as a hors d'oeuvre, la-di-da. I wish I were the U.S. Mint, turning it all out, turtle green and monk black. What's that at the podium in black and white, blurting into the mic? Ms. Dog. Is she spilling her guts? You bet. Otherwise they cough. The day is slipping away. Why am I out here? What do they want? I'm sorrowful in November. No, they don't want that. They want bee stings. Toot toot, tootsie, don't cry. Toot toot, tootsie, goodbye. If you don't get a letter, then you'll know I'm in jail. Remember that, ski zix. Our first song? Who's thinking those things? Ms. Dog, she's out fighting the dollars. Milk is the American drink. Oh, queen of sorrows, oh, sweet lady, place me in your cup and pull over the clouds so no one can see. She don't want no dollars. She doesn't want a mama, the white of the white. Anne says, this is the rainy season. I am sorrowful in November. The kettle is whistling. I must butter the toast and give it jam too. My kitchen is a heart. I must feed it oxygen once in a while and mother the mother. Say the woman is 44. Say she is 5'7½". Say her hair is slick color. Say her eyes are chameleon. Would you put her in a sack and bury her? Suck her down into the dumb dirt? Some would. If not, time will. Ms. Dog, how much time you got left? Ms. Dog, when you gonna feel that cold nose? You better get straight with the maker, 'cause it's a-comin'. It's a-comin'. The cup of coffee is growing, and they're gonna stick your little dow's head into it, and your lungs are gonna get paid, and your clothes are gonna melt. You hear that, Miss Dog? You of the songs, you of the classrooms, you of the paqueta, you hungry mother, you spleen baby. Them angels gonna be cut down like wheat. Them songs gonna be sliced with a razor. Them kitchens gonna get bolder in the belly. Them bones gonna be torn out at the root. There's power in the Lord, baby, and he's gonna turn off the moon. He's gonna nail you up in a closet, and there's no more Atlantic, no more dreams, no more seeds. One noon as you walk out to the mailbox, he'll snatch you up, a woman beside the road like a red mitten. There's a sack over my head. I can't see it, I'm blind. The sea collapses, the sun is a bone. Hi-ho, Dario, we all fall down. If I were a fisherman, I could comprehend. They fish right through the door and pull eyes from the fire. They rock upon the daybreak and amputate the waters. They are beating the sea. They are hurting it, delving down into the inscrutable salt. When mother left the room and left me in the big black and sent away my kitty to be fried in the camps and took away my blanket to wash the me out of it, I lay in the soiled coal and prayed. It was a little jail in which I was never slapped with kisses. I was the engine that couldn't. Cold wigs blew on the trees outside, and catlights flew like roosters on the ceiling. Cradle, you are a grave place. Interrogator, what color is the devil? Anne, black and blue. Interrogator, what goes up the chimney? Anne, fat Lazarus in his red suit. Forgive us, Father, for we know not. Ms. Dog prefers to sunbathe nude. Let the indifferent sky look on. So what? Let Mrs. Seawall pull the curtains back from her second story. So what? Let United Parcel Service see my parcel. La-di-da. Sun, you hammer of yellow, you hat on fire, you honeysuckle mama, pour your blonde on me. Let me laugh for an entire hour at your supreme being, your Cadillac stuff, because I've come a long way from Brussels sprouts. I've come a long way to peel off my clothes and lay me down in the grass. Once only my palms showed. Once I hung around in my woolly tank suit, drying my hair in those little meatball curls. Now I am clothed in gold air with 12 Hallen glistening on my skin. I'm a fortunate lady. I've gotten out of my pouch and my teeth are glad, and my heart, that witness, beats well at the thought. Oh body, be glad. You are good goods. Middle class lady, you make me smile. You dig a hole and come out with sunburn. If someone hands you a glass of water, you start constructing a sailboat. If someone hands you a candy wrapper, you take it to the bookbinder. Paqueta. Once upon a time, this dog was 66. She had white hair and wrinkles deep as splinters. Her portrait was nailed up like Christ, and she said of it, "That's when I was 42, down in Rockport with a hat on for the sun, and Barbara drew a line drawing." We were, at that moment, drinking vodka and ginger beer, and there was a chill in the air, although it was July, and she gave me her sweater to bundle up in. The next summer, Skeezicks tied strings in that last hat when we were fishing in Maine. It had gone into the lake twice. Of such moments is happiness made. Forgive us, Father, for we know not. Once upon a time we were all born, popped out like jelly rolls, forgetting our fishdom, the pleasuring seas, the country of comfort, spanked into the oxygen of death. Good morning, life, we say when we wake. Hail, Mary, coffee, toast, and we Americans take juice, a liquid sun going down. Good morning, life. To wake up is to be reborn. To brush your teeth is to be alive. To make a bowel movement is also desirable. La-dee-da, it's all routine. Often there are wars, yet the shops keep open and sausages are still fried. People rub someone. People copulate, entering each other's blood, tying each other's tendons and knots, transplanting their lives into the bed. It doesn't matter if there are wars. The business of life continues unless you're the one that gets it. Mama, they say, as their intestines leak out. Even without wars, life is dangerous. Boats spring leaks, cigarettes explode. The snow could be radioactive. Cancer could ooze out of the radio. Who knows? Mr. Dog stands in the shore and the sea keeps rocking on, and she wants to talk to God. Interrogator, why talk to God? And it's better than playing bridge. Learning to talk is a complex business. My daughter's first word was udder, meaning button. Before there are words, do you dream? In utero, do you dream? Who taught you to suck, and how come? You don't need to be taught to cry. The soul presses a button. Is the cry saying something? Does it mean help or hello? The cry of a gull is beautiful, and the cry of a crow is ugly. But what I want to know is whether they mean the same thing. Somewhere a man sits with indigestion and he doesn't care. A woman is in a store buying bracelets and earrings and she doesn't care. La-dee-da. Forgive us, Father, for we know not. There are stars and faces. There is ketchup and guitars. There is the hand of a small child when you're crossing the street. There is the old man's last words, more light, more light. Ms. Dog wouldn't give them her buttocks. She wouldn't moon at them, just at the killers of the dream, the busboys of the soul, or at death who wants to make her a mummy, and you too. Wants to stuff her in a cold shoe and then amputate the foot. And you too, la-di-da. What's the point of fighting the dollars and all you need is a warm bed? When the dog barks, you let him in, and all we need is someone to let us in. And one other thing, to consider the lilies in the field. Of course, earth is a stranger. We pull at its arms and it still won't speak. The sea is worse. It comes in, falling to its knees, but we can't translate the language. It only knows that we are here to worship the terror of the rain, the mud and all its people, the body itself, working like a city, the night and its slow blood, the autumn sky, merry blue. But more than that, to worship the question itself, through the buildings burn and the big people topple over in a faint. Bring a flashlight, Ms. Dog, and look in every corner of the brain and ask and ask and ask until the kingdom, however queer, will come. Wow. 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 I don't even know what to say. That was Anne Sexton, y'all. Thank you, Anne Sexton. Sometimes, when you read poems, it just takes you, man. It takes you on this journey, and that the words and the rhythm and the rhyme and it's so much. It's just check her out, y'all. She's heavy lyrics, man. She's a hell of a writer, hell of a writer. So all right. We're gonna do a quick tune. We got one tune here, kind of fits with the vibe, I think, or not. I don't even know anymore. But and then we'll get on down the road, y'all. So this song is it's by a cat named Jack Johnson, and it's a song called Cookie Jar. I could turn on the TV, but it's so embarrassing. I see all the other people don't even know what they mean. There was magic at first when they spoke without sound. Now the world's gonna hurt. You better turn that thing down, turn it around. It wasn't me, said the boy with the gun. Should I pull the trigger, but it needed to be done. Life's been killing me ever since it begun. You can't blame me, 'cause I'm too young. Can't blame me, sure the killer was my son. I didn't teach him to pull the trigger of that gun. It's all that violence on the TV screen. You can't blame me, it's those images he sees. Can't blame me, says the media man. I wasn't the one who came up with the plan. Only point my camera where the people wanna see, man. It's a two-way mirror, you can't blame me. Can't blame me, says the singer of the song, the maker of the movie that they base his life on. It's only entertainment as anyone can see. Smoke machines that make a man, you can't blame me. It was you, it was me, it was every man. We've all got blood on our hands. We only receive what we demand. If hell is what we want, then hell is what we'll have, yeah. You can turn on the TV, but it's so embarrassing to see all the other people don't even know what they mean. It was magic at first when they spoke without sound. Now the world's gonna hurt. Better turn that thing down, turn it around. Yeah. Jack Johnson, y'all. The Hawaiian surfer goes global. All right, y'all. Thank you again so much for being here. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. I said it at the beginning, we'll say it again. Know you are loved. Know you are lovable. Know you matter. Know you belong. Until next time, y'all. Peace.